Hey Gemini Ascendant, it's Michelle, your practical priestess here at Divinely Genuine. So I hope you guys are doing good. I am excited to be here with you guys and doing these readings. I hope the eclipse energies have treated you well. It's definitely an intense time for all of us as the world is shifting. Old paradigms are dying and new beginnings of what we want our world to be like are happening right now. New ideas of family and home, and what do we really want from life? What do we want for our children? What do we want for our lives, for our careers? So it's a lot of old belief systems are dying away, including religions. It's an interesting time, that's for sure. So I did say Gemini Ascendant. What that means, if you're unaware, is that you're more than just your sun sign. So if you're a sun sign Gemini, I'm so glad you found the channel and welcome. But you need to find your ascendant. I'm doing the tarot videos for the moon phases, the full moon and new moon, based off of our ascendant signs, so that I can give you just a tad bit of astrology, which is very helpful though. And in order to do that, I need it to be on the ascendant so that I can see which area of life it's affecting you, okay? It is best to get a reading as our personal astrology is really how you can tell how things will affect us. But this gives a good idea. So what you'll want to do is Google your natal birth chart and a will come up. You do need to know your birth time, okay? Very important in astrology. So find it. The ascendant is the first house, which is going to be the first triangle here, marked with a 1. It's on the lower half, and the ascendant splits the circle to the descendant. It's marked with AC. You also have a key at the bottom of the chart here. Like if you go to astro.com, they have a good chart that I use all the time for my readings. And it has a log or key on the left side at the bottom, and it'll say AC, and it'll have like Gemini or Taurus or Scorpio, whatever your ascendant is. And what that means is it's where the sun was ascending or rising. It's also known as the rising sign on the exact moment of your birth. Okay. So yeah, it's really helpful to be able to, it sets up the whole chart. So anyway. All right, Gemini Ascendants, let's get on into it. So I've communed with Spirit, bless the deck. For you guys for this Pisces full moon happening on August 26, 2018. For you guys, Gemini Ascendants, if we've got the third house here, it'd be Taurus, Aries, and then Pisces. So for you guys, it's affecting your career house, your power and authority and how you use it out in the world. It's also the MC, which is how others view you from a distance, like how you're seen online. Let's see. It's definitely a career house. So Pisces is there for you guys. So Pisces is also the house or zodiac archetype that represents the spiritual realm, the dream world. So you could be having some shifts in your career. You could be feeling pulled and getting insights spiritually, having dreams. So yeah, that's where the full moon is affecting you. We're already in the energy, and I like to look at it as once the moon has built up to about halfway illuminated, that's when we can start feeling these energies at play. And then still until it's waned about halfway, receding the illumination. So yeah. So it's about what, like a week before and after the full moon. All right, let's go ahead and get to the cards. And if you guys are interested in readings that I'm doing, you can find those at divinelygenuine.com. Lots of cool stuff there. Please subscribe to the website. You'll get free positive affirmations, vegetarian recipes, that sort of thing. And like and subscribe on the YouTube and my Facebook channel, all the things. I'm on Instagram as well, though I need to kind of probably attack that one a little more. All the social medias. It's funny how I got into tarot though, or that I'm doing tarot now, because none of this was planned. After like some crazy stuff happened in my life, I had to like, you know, sit down and be like, okay, what is it you want to do? This is not it. This is not the way, you know, life's going to be. You got to find happy again. And so then I decided, well, I'll write about all the things in my head and what I want to get out to the world. So I'll be a writer. And so as I started that first book, I'm like, well, dang, I need a following. And so then I got to YouTube, and astrology was already a part of my life. So then came tarot. It's just so neat how it all starts to piece together, you know. And now I love the tarot. I mean, it's so, when I do my own readings, I'm like so blown away sometimes, like, wow. You know, I'll think like silly thoughts, like, I didn't even shuffle that long, you know, like, wow, how did it know so fast? Like, it's really cool. All right, guys, so for you Gemini ascendants, we're starting out with the Chariot. Moving towards a fated change is how I see the Chariot. It's a major arcana card, which is suggesting change. Let's see, here we go. It's the soul extended in action, gaining momentum and speed, swift assured victory, facing a situation head on, prolonged burst of action, progress, movement of all kinds, exerting control, prolonged burst of action, intention carried forward as action, controlling the lower self, the quest and journey, moving towards a clear goal. Okay? Moving towards a clear goal from your soul. You've got the momentum and speed. Actually, Mars just went direct. I think it was the 19th. What was that, like Monday or Sunday, something like that. And thank God, because we've had so many planets retrograde, including Mars, which is our ability to take action and drive. Now we're coming into the Strength card. Always reminds me of the Leo archetype, as there's a lion there. And there is a great strength to Leo. They are proud, but they are our true heart desires, love and romance. Let's see what the Strength has to say. And that is another major arcana card, Gemini ascendants. Powerful reading thus far. The Maiden and the Beast, the animal self, acknowledging and welcoming the libido and passions, a symbolic relationship between two people that are vastly different. Inner strength, inner kindness. It is better to kill wasp with honey than with vinegar. The beast within, a connection with animals. Okay. So we've got your soul extended into action with fated change. You've got the momentum and you've got the strength to acknowledge and welcome your passions. Could also symbolize a relationship you're in where you guys are just so different. I'm gonna put this down a little further so y'all can maybe see the cards a little better. There we go. So let's move on to the third card. We've got the reverse Tower. All right. So the Tower is destruction and chaos and things in our life falling apart that should not be built there, or that there's a falsity to them, or an unalignment is better, what I feel better to say. An unalignment, something in our lives that we would do better without. There's something not quite right about it. We need to take it down and rebuild it. Another major arcana card. Let's see. There it is. It's the destruction. Here, I'll turn it right side up for you to see. It's the destruction of the self at the edge of the abyss. Sudden destruction and devastation, catastrophe, destruction of the ego or sense of self, painful awakenings and realization, a bolt out of the blue, removal of constructs in your life, fall from grace, falsely built parts of your life torn down, hubris, revelation through extreme pain. Okay, so now this card is reversed. So the way I like to look at reversed cards is that there's a bit of a block, okay? So what that can mean is that there's fear there. You don't want to tear down these things that you've built in your life, probably affecting your career, as we're speaking about the full moon in Pisces affecting you guys in the area of your career or your public authority, your power and how you're using it. I want you to realize that that is your power and that you can choose how to use it. The universe is saying there's some things that need to be changed, that you have the power and authority to do and to rebuild. I like to think that the heads up is kind of like, you know, the easier way to go about it. That if it's a fated change that needs to happen to evolve you to your best self, it will happen. It's just a little more painful when we can try to use the guidance of astrology and tarot to make it an easier transition. You know, the Tower can represent some great chaos and pain, as it mentioned. So, for example, if you're in a career that you dislike and you're unhappy with, this spiritual full moon is pulling you another direction. And so I would say then, do what you can to take some action as you have the chariot. You have the momentum and speed to do it. You also have the strength to do it, which is beautiful. So take some action before things totally crumble down. And I mean, it can just be the little thing of, you know, a resume to somewhere else where you feel you'd be happier, that sort of thing. You know, whatever you think, you know, whatever's being told to you at this time, but take some action. You've got the kindness card reversed as your healing fairy card, okay? So it's reversed, meaning there's a bit of a block, restrictive feeling with being kind to yourself, to others, and others being kind to you. It does not mean anything other than it's a restrictive space, or like, I mean to say resistant space, a bit of a block. So you can be kind. You need to be kind. The fairies are saying kindness is what will help this time of life for you. It will just not feel right away so easy. Okay, so practice kindness in all your thoughts and deeds today toward yourself, other people, animals, and the environment, and watch the rewards that come your way. So maybe kindness is the key to how this will all flow together very well. I mean, it is the advice card that I use at the end to kind of sum up the reading, so I would say yes. We often refer to kindness as thoughtfulness, yet kindness is more correctly described as lovefulness. By drawing this card, the fairies hand you the wonderful assignment for looking for opportunities to be kind today. This may mean undercover kindness, in which you do anonymous good deeds, or it could mean being extra alert for strangers who could use a helpful hand or a thoughtful word. Kindness can also entail letting someone